All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're cracking open a really fascinating dossier on a radical transformation inside the D'Urville mythos. If you're not familiar, it's a whole philosophical framework built around the absolute power of will. We're going to track the evolution of one of its central figures, Wotan, as he goes from a classic hero to something else entirely. Something new and, frankly, terrifying.
So let's just start with this question, because it really gets to the core of everything we're about to talk about. This is the central idea behind Wotan's apotheosis. It reframes his entire journey not as some glorious ascent, but as a very deliberate, calculated, and brutal descent into himself.
You see, this whole transformation, it doesn't start with a simple choice. It's not a decision he makes on a whim. It comes from absolute necessity. It's born from the total, catastrophic collapse of his world and the slow, dawning realization that the old ways, they're a complete dead end.
So, we're not just talking about your standard character arc here. No way. This is a strategic dismantling of an entire psychological way of being. Wotan figures out that to survive the end of his world, he has to embrace the very same chaotic forces that destroyed it in the first place. What the mythos calls the unheimlich, or the uncanny. You know that deeply unsettling feeling of something being both strange and terrifyingly familiar?
And this is the key, right? From Wotan's new perspective, the very things that define the heroes of old, their strict codes of honor, their need for order, their belief in destiny, he sees them as prisons. Beautiful, shiny prisons, sure, gilded chains, but prisons nonetheless. And to become something new, he has to be the one to shatter them.
Now, this table, it just lays out the complete inversion perfectly. Just look at this. His motivation shifts from upholding some external idea of honor to an internal, infinite expansion of the will. His whole view of the world goes from being ordered and static to something chaotic and perpetually becoming. And his virtues? Forget social honor. Now it's all about mad vitality and a violent affirmation of life. It's a total 180-degree flip.
Okay, so the old hero is dead. The old world is gone. How does Wotan actually build something new out of the rubble? Well, this internal demolition project needs a new kind of blueprint, and he finds it in a radical, incredibly dangerous new language.
This is such a cool and terrifying concept. The Mad Runes aren't just a set of spells he learns from a book. The mythos describes them as a metaphysical virus. He literally infects his own soul with them, using this alphabet of the void to fundamentally reconfigure his own being from the inside out. And this comparison really nails the difference. The old language, the categorical runes, that was all about trying to put a label on chaos, to pin it down and control it, what the text calls a static lie. But the new fractured sigils, the Mad Runes, they do the exact opposite. They don't try to control the chaos, they are a direct expression of it. He's not trying to tame the storm, he's learning its language.
So by carving these sigils into himself, Wotan is performing this systematic rejection of everything we understand. Step 1, he purges himself of his own humanity. Step 2, he rejects the laws of physics themselves. And Step 3, he completely rewrites his own soul, trading what we'd call wisdom for pure, unfiltered power.
And you've got to understand, this process of self-corruption, it's not a tragic side effect. It is the entire point. It's what opens the floodgates to chaos magic. And this isn't your everyday magic. This is raw, unrefined cosmic energy with all the safety filters, all the things that make reality bearable for us, completely ripped away.
And that's the absolute key to all of this. This power isn't a tool he just picks up and puts down. He merges with it. He becomes it. This idea of becoming the divine lightning is completely central to understanding the final, awe-inspiring form that he takes.
Now, as Wotan shatters his own mind, his own soul, something really wild starts to happen. The world around him, it starts to reflect his own broken state. His internal chaos literally starts spilling out into physical reality.
Think about it like this. His own madness becomes the engine that reshapes the world. This internal frenzy isn't just him being crazy. It's a state of being that acts like a high-tension power line, letting him project his broken inner world onto the 19th century industrial landscape around him. And the result is that the line between mind and matter just dissolves. Those industrial cities, the dark forests, they stop being a passive backdrop. They start to hum, to vibrate with his hidden malevolent purpose. The world literally becomes a mirror of his will.
This slide just shows the terrifying gap in perception. So, from the outside looking in, for you or me,
It's madness, a world that's come unglued, a total collapse. But from Wotan's point of view, he's never seen things more clearly. He sees a reality that's been stripped of all the comfortable lies, and what's left is the vital, shimmering truth of his own power.
And this brings us to the endgame, the final stage of his apotheosis. Let's take a look at what this new God state, this tragic triumph, really means.
This is it. This is his ultimate success. He's achieved a permanent state of high-tension energy, a constant storm of creation and destruction. And he's not the one directing the storm, he is the storm. He's managed to absorb the very same chaos that destroyed his ancestors and turn it into his personal power source.
I mean, what an image. This perfectly captures his new kind of royalty. His crown isn't forged from gold or passed down through a bloodline. It's made of pure energy, the divine lightning that's literally sparking off his own shattered mind. It is a symbol of power born from total self-destruction and radical rebirth.
He becomes the master of what the text calls the cosmic joke. He gets it. He understands the fundamental absurdity and chaos of existence, and instead of being its victim, he's now leading the dance. But power like that, absolute power, it always comes at an absolute cost.
And there it is. The price is total, horrific isolation. He is utterly alone, the only being in existence who can perceive the reality he's created. But here's the final twist in the logic of the Gilded mythos. This isn't seen as a weakness. It's the definitive proof that he's truly overcome himself. His loneliness is his victory trophy.
So in the end, Wotan's journey is this incredible paradox. It's a chilling warning about what it costs to gain absolute power, but it's also this strange, dark invitation to a path of cosmic self-mastery. He is both the destructive force and the ruler of what's left in the aftermath. And that's what we're left with. This is the final haunting question at the very center of his tragic triumph. It's a question about power, about godhood, and about what you're willing to sacrifice to become more than human.